Hey G-Fans, GojiFan93 here, and welcome to day 20 of the Godzilla-thon. We will take a look today at Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. I have the 50th anniversary edition, standard DVD, and I just got the combo of the Toho Godzilla collection. And my dog needs to bark. What? And for what I have to display is my Mechagodzilla 2 Bandai figure. So, yes, that's what I got for that one. So, alright, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. So we're kind of getting back into the swing of the Heisei films, doing things a little bit differently. Now, it might not seem big now, but when the film probably came out, for a lot of fans, it was probably really interesting to see that Mechagodzilla is actually going to be made by humans rather than the aliens that Mechagodzilla previously was. And also this time just being a little bit more, Mechagodzilla 2 is a little bit dumbed down compared to Mechagodzilla 74 just because of being a villain, I guess. Because Mechagodzilla 74 had just the way he looked, it was just villain, but this, it's more of a machine, just kind of, just a tank, per se. I know a lot of fans, this is probably their least favorite Mechagodzilla. There are other fans who love this Mechagodzilla. There's Plutonium-2356 that can't stop talking about Mechagodzilla 2 and how awesome he is, but, for me, I'm kind of leaning towards that he's my least favorite, just because he doesn't have character to him, it's just kind of a blank expression, and that's it, So, but yeah, other than that, the movie's pretty awesome. You would think it'd be a standard Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla thing, but they throw in Rodan, and then they throw in a baby Godzilla, and it's just, it kind of really mixes things up. This is the first time we get to see Godzilla, a baby Godzilla in the Heisei series, and we also get to see Rodan for the first time in his Heisei version. So there's a lot of new stuff in this film that they introduce. It's really cool. So yeah, but basically another story of Godzilla coming ashore, wrecking stuff and doing his thing. There's a first battle with him and Rodan, which is actually pretty cool. Kind of like a homage, harkening back to Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, where Godzilla was fighting Rodan, just them. So that's pretty cool to see. It's actually a really nice battle too. It's really awesome. Then we get to a second battle. Godzilla fights Mechagodzilla for the first time, and Mechagodzilla 2 is a formidable foe, but this is where I have to kind of agree with a lot of people that I made a mistake in my top 5 toughest enemies back wherever I did that top 10 list, and I didn't put Mechagodzilla 2 in it, and I don't know why I didn't, but that was when I first started off, and I was bad at whatever and blah. So definitely I'll be revisiting that list, and I have a feeling he's going to be on it this time. Because Mechagodzilla 2, he is a tank. He's a war machine. He's just, he has, his beam, the Mega Buster that comes out of his, belly. He has rockets. It's just, this thing is built. And then when the Garuda, by the way, the Garuda is this other ship that was, this other, fighter that was made to fight off Godzilla, but, it wasn't that good. It can't defeat Godzilla. But when it combines with Mechagodzilla 2, it makes Super Mechagodzilla, and it just, he just becomes this ridiculous firepower source. It's just non-stop barrage. On the last battle when Godzilla's fighting him, it's just, it's just lasers, just missiles, everything at Godzilla. It's nuts. Yeah, so, but, at the end, Godzilla does eventually win. Spoiler, of course, and the thing that's really interesting about this film is that it's very tactical. The humans now are really starting to understand how Godzilla works, and they're starting to train their G-Force troopers on, how Godzilla fights and what kind of tactics we can use. They know what degrees are the safe zones so you don't get hit by Godzilla's beam or something like that. They say how long when the spikes glow to how when he actually shoots his atomic breath, how long that takes, so they can anticipate when he's going to fire his breath. It's ridiculous how strategical and scientific they've gotten with Godzilla with this, and that's why I like it, because it's more grounded and it's more believable. Another big thing about this film is that we discover that Godzilla has a second brain. So what they end up doing is they end up using Mickey, the psychic person, to go and find Godzilla's second brain, and then they do a lock-on target, and then Mechagodzilla brings up his arms and shoots these like things that can pierce Godzilla's skin. They pierce his skin, and man, when they pierce his skin, blood is flying everywhere. I mean, it hurts Godzilla. And this is probably like one of the saddest parts in the Heisei series is when Godzilla, he almost dies. I've heard a lot of theories that he more just gets paralyzed rather than completely dies. But I don't know. And in the previous battle, Mechagodzilla 2 wrecked Rodan. And like another thing that was really gory about this movie is that when Rodan like flies into the building after he's done fighting Mechagodzilla 2, the camera kind of pans towards him, and he's just like gargling like saliva and just like, I don't know what else it is. It looks like some kind of soda, though. It's really weird. But yeah, I mean, Rodan just gets messed up. But he actually ends up going to Godzilla after his brain gets exploded. After Godzilla's brain gets exploded, and Rodan revives Godzilla and makes him even stronger. Another weird thing is this movie you kind of question if like Rodan is kind of like the other parent to Godzilla's son, because they explain that something about birds and poisonous eggs or something like that, where a bird leaves an egg in another nest or something like that. So Godzilla and Rodan have some kind of connection. There's some kind of thing going on, and it's really weird. I mean, you would never think that. And that's why I love these Heisei films, because they just keep on doing things that are different. They keep on changing up the game, and they're like, well, let's see what we can do with this. Let's see what we can do with that. So I really like it. So yeah, this film is definitely one of the good ones. Akira Fukube, once again, the soundtrack, it's amazing. The awesome theme for this movie, oh my god. This movie has probably one of the best themes ever. I love it. So yeah, but that's pretty much all I got for this one. It's just another, good old time. Godzilla's going around destroying stuff, and humans are trying to figure out how to kill him. That's basically it. But I just love how they throw in new things. Rodan, Baby Godzilla. There's a connection with Godzilla and Rodan. Mechagodzilla being made by humans rather than aliens. So I just love how they keep on mixing it up, and they just keep on doing it for the rest of the series. I love it. So yeah, the only film that didn't do it was Battle for Earth. That was the only film that kept it simple. So, but yeah, I really recommend this film, and highly recommend getting the Blu-ray of the film, because after watching it, oh my god, the quality is just So yeah, that's all I got for today for this review. So stay tuned for tomorrow for Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, and I'll see you guys then. Stay big, G fans.